story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Glad to have you join us this hour on CoreTV News. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. The federal government's priority is to rescue all Nigerians in the captivity of the violent Boko Haram. Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Michael Mary, made this known in a statement made available to journalists in Abuja on Tuesday. Omiri said the insurgents could never win the war against Nigeria and urged the Boko Haram fighters to surrender as their colleagues had done. The NOA boss commended Nigerians for their cooperation with the security forces, adding that the fight against insurgency was going on as planned. Omeri also enjoined Nigerians to report suspicious persons and movements to nearby security agencies or simply send a text message to 112, a security code meant to pass information to the security forces. Meanwhile, military authorities have intensified security around officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army involved in the ongoing General Court-Martial in Jos, Abuja, as well as other parts of the country. CoreTV News learned that military authorities decided to move the court-martial from 1st Division Kaduna to the 3rd Armored Division Jos for security reasons. Sources revealed the military high command decided to move all the cases emanating from the ongoing operation in the northeast to Jos and Abuja because of the need for a more effective security arrangement for those under interrogation and those conducting the trial. The source added that members of the Boko Haram Islamist sect had written a letter to the headquarters of 1 Division Kaduna, where the trial was initially supposed to take place, that they would attack the trial venue for reasons yet to be made clear. The sect members were also said to have written a similar letter to the headquarters of the Division 3 of the Nigerian Army in Jos. The flag officer commanding Nigerian Navy Western Command, Sami Alade, says his men have intercepted well over 2,050 liters containers with stolen petroleum products on the Ikorodu waterways, with operations still ongoing. He added that arrested suspects are currently undergoing investigation and that those culpable will be paraded and handed over to the appropriate authorities after the probe. Omotayo Alo was at the briefing organized by the Western Naval Command of the Nigerian Navy for journalists and filed in the sport.
The operation, which started on Sunday and still ongoing, has resulted in a map-up of over 2,050 liters containers of stolen petroleum products recovered from stolen pipeline vandals operating along Areko, Majidun, Makoko and Ogolonto water creeks in the state. The flag officer commanding of the Western Naval Command, Sami Alade, ascribed the success of the operation to quality information rendered by members of the public, while calling for more of such cooperation to uncover all the hideouts of oil thieves.
It is my hope also that those arrested at the end of the day, those found, culpable at the end of the day, when, handed over, will be appropriately prosecuted. Okay? That is my hope also.
The commander who led the operation team on the Majidun waterways speaks on the success attained so far.
We had a very good plan based on intelligence and surveillance carried out over the operations area where we are operating right now. And we got in there and got our job done with so much ease.
Speaking on the next line of action, the flag officer commanding of the Western Naval Command reveals that the recovered petroleum products will be handed over to the NNPC for safe custody until the operation is over.
The arrested products will be handed over to PPMC later today for storage pending termination of the operation.
A manager of NNPC, who was also present at the briefing, commended the efforts of the Nigerian Navy and added that the success of the operation has helped salvage the crippling status of the country's economy.
This is the first time I'm seeing this kind of massive catch anywhere. And I have it on good authority that the management of NNPC and PPMC are going to work closely with the Navy because we are impressed by what we see. We do analysis because we don't know the quality as it is. It's not taken from a depot, it's taken on the line. There could be mud, there could be other contaminants inside. So we do an analysis. Once we confirm good product, we send it back into the system. Of course, the system, we record it that there's so much recovered and brought back into the system.
Officials of the Nigerian Navy later hand over the recovered products to the NNPC for safekeeping.
2,000 containers containing petroleum products and counting is a success story behind the Awusi operation, which means Operation Scatter, taken up by the Nigerian Navy. Even as today witnessed the handover of this product to the right authorities, it is expected that Nigerians desist from practice that would further endanger the economy of the country. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Well, not everyone is satisfied with the outfall of what transpired in Ikorodu. Especially residents living there are now frowning at the traffic gridlock brought about by the security checks by security agencies comprising of men of the Nigerian Army and the Navy. The development, which followed Sunday's raid on suspected pipeline vandals in the Majidun community of the area, has left the residents and motorists severely complaining about the endless wait in traffic. They feared the worst, especially as workers prepare to resume work on Wednesday after the Eid al-Kabir holiday. Oluwaseyi Adegoke completes the story in this report.
Just this Sunday, the combined team of security officials uncovered this development in the Majidu area of Ikorodu. Though the security sweep has earned them praises, the activities of the security operatives have left a sore taste in the mouth of majority of the residents and motorists.
Anti-ball creates this thing. So, and dissolving the food people since yesterday is unbearable. Appeal is that when they do things, I think the excesses of the officers should be checked.
It's too much, yo. Past almost half an hour now, we are inside the hold-up. So no movement, nothing. We don't know what happened. Today, I just said that I should go to my work today. So past 4 days now, I've been in my house.
Traffic is from all these Navy people, and they are not following the instruction. If they follow instruction, the go-slow cannot be like this. So I want government to tell them to reduce the go-slow. Tomorrow's work, now everybody is going to work. Now, from now till evening, I saw the go-slow will be both go and come back. It's very bad.
Surprisingly, this lone voice refused to toe the line of others.
Well, what I would say is that what they are doing is rightly good. In order to curb the activities of the bunkerers, because the federal government have put in place that anything oil theft must be stopped. And right now, this is what they are trying to do. We can have patience with them in order to make things good for us.
The residents and motorists have, however, appealed to the government to call the security operatives to order in order to reduce the traffic gridlock on the road.
We'll take a break now, and I'll be back with more stories after this time out. Don't go away.
Der Torschütze zum zwischenzeitlichen 1:1. Semenike schickt Musa, da ist Ahmed Musa! Und da ist der Ausgleich!
It's a beautiful Saturday evening in the city of Lagos.
Off the turn, Phelps had it, but then Matsui kept going.
Finals. 5 to shoot. Leonard does.
Sports is concerned, and of course, making a difference for all of us here from all our building. I hope one will bless up.
Former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi has defected to the People's Democratic Party from the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. He formally joined PDP when he played host to a delegation of the party leaders from the Southeast Zone led by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Ayim Pius Ayim, in his private residence in Onitsha. Party spokesman Olisa Metu, who represented the PDP National Chairman Adamu Mohazo, had in an opening speech noted that President Goodluck Jonathan and the party leaders were interested in having Obi in their midst, since he had always backed the Jonathan presidency. Other PDP leaders at the meeting praised the former governor and acknowledged that he was the sole reason the party lost elections in Anambra State and not APGA as a party. The motion to invite Obi to the party was moved by former PDP chairman Okwesilize Nwodo and seconded by Minister of Labour Emeka Wogo. In accepting to join the ruling party, the former governor said he was now prepared to work for the party as an insider. He also expressed his commitment to working for President Jonathan's re-election in 2015. The race for the Lagos State Government House come 2015 is increasingly becoming interesting by the day. The latest to join the list of aspirants on the platform of the All Progressives Congress is Ganiyu Olanrewaju Solomon, who officially declares his interest in the Ikorodu area of the state on Tuesday. Oluwaseyi Adegoke brought back this report presented from our studios.
Ikorodu town in Lagos witnessed influx of visitors as politicians on the platform of APC and party supporters, as well as the family and friends of Ganiyu Olanrewaju Solomon, thronged the community for the official declaration. The governorship aspirant will prize himself as tested and trusted based on his experience as lawmaker at the National Assembly. Says he has a duty to sustain the legacies of good governance in Lagos.
I've said this several times. The source of my strength is the backing I have of the masses of our party members for the party tickets and the electorates at large. They've been trudging me on, and their support is a source of inspiration to me. Day in, day out, they come to pledge their support for me. They formed groups on my behalf. They fund the groups themselves. And what else will I demand? And this has given me enough confidence that there's nothing stopping us. With our support, nothing stopping us.
He sounded confident about his choice as candidate on the platform of the APC, adding that no amount of imposition will work against him.
2015 is a different ball game altogether. We now have a mega party, APC, and our party leadership said there's going to be primaries. And I've also waited, you can say in the wings, for 8 years or more, praying that this man will do well and that we have the opportunity to give it a shot again. So what else will anybody offer me? This is not about taking what you don't want. It's about what do you want. You don't give anybody what he doesn't want. I know what I want based on my consultation with my people. They unanimously agreed that we should give the governorship everything that it takes so that we get there. So that is exactly what we are doing now.
He, however, did not fail to commend leaders of the All Progressive Congress and urge all members of the party to mobilize support for him ahead the APC governorship primaries in Lagos.
Governor Rotimi Amechi of Rivers State is taking a swipe at the federal government over the botched arms deals in South Africa. Amechi, speaking in Ado-Ekiti, says the action of the federal government has given shield for corrupt activities. He also laments reduction in the federal allocation to states, making them run on stringent budget. Rashid has more in this report. Amechi was in the state to commission 2 projects at the Ekiti University.
As part of activities marking the 4th anniversary of Governor Kayode Fayemi, Governor Amechi breezed into town to commission projects ranging from a 2-kilometer road at the Ekiti State University and the new Faculty of Medicine in the institution.
For the glory of God and for the use of mankind and the people of Ekiti State.
The River State Governor got the opportunity he has often craved for to hit at the federal government. He did not waste time as he latched on the botched arms deal involving the seizure of $9.3 million in South Africa. For him, the development is an extension of the corrupt practices that have taken toll on revenue allocations to states across the country.
What worries me is the Nigerian population. Nobody has been able to ask the federal government what is happening to our resources. Nobody has said to the federal government, why is, since they said 20 billion was not missing, what about $9.3 million in South Africa? Now we're hearing about under 7.5 or 5.7? And the president doesn't care. Nobody cares. So stealing will continue in Nigeria, and then the populace, including you people, are doing nothing. We're just clapping for the president and clapping for the PDP people. I hope that we're able to change that to a more responsible government in 2015.
Amechi also scores the transformation agenda of the President Jonathan administration low.
The people behind this the transformation agenda program are people who benefited from oil subsidy. So not to be prosecuted, they're all behind president and utilizing the oil subsidy money to the detriment of the population.
Amechi's last attempt to visit Ekiti was not palatable as his aircraft was grounded. So how did he make the journey this time?
You can never tell. The level of impunity by the federal government, you can't tell. They can even grab my car.
Fayemi's newfound love of commissioning new projects and parading top guns of the APC in the state to political observers may not be unconnected with the 2015 general elections. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
Meanwhile, the post-election crisis which recently rocked Ekiti State and led to the imposition of curfew by the Kayode Fayemi-led government has not stopped to generate reactions. Many have also raised concerns over the assault on the chief judge of the state by suspected political thugs calling for the visitation of full arm of the law on the corporates. The tension raised by the development has also put doubt on the possibility of a smooth transition from the Fayemi government to the Gather-elect Ayodele Fayose. However, a former Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in the state, Owoseni Ajayi, speaking on a flagship program called Digest, says the state is ready for the transition and vows nothing will hinder the change of the specified date.
Whether anybody likes it or not, the tenure of the current administration will end by 12 midnight on October 15. And the new governor...
Whether anybody likes it or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that is the law of Nigeria.
What if the court says, is it possible that any court that is sitting presently says otherwise?
There is no how any court sitting presently can say otherwise.
It's all right.
Because there is no such prayers. There is no such prayer before any court sitting presently. Whether the tribunal or the 11 case, there are no such prayers that can stop the inauguration. Of course, there can not be any vacuum.
That's all right.
In the government of a state. And the only person that can take over on October 16 is the governor-elect.
That's all right. Protest by casual workers of a Lagos-based air attachment manufacturing company over the death of one of their colleagues has again brought to the fore the rising trend of casual labor force in Nigeria. Chairman Organized Private Sector Union Abdulkarim Motajo and a legal practitioner Shiji Akisoinu are worried over the trend and blame the federal government for not exercising to full effect the labor laws in the country.
The easiest way to cancel what we call casual staff entirely in our system is for the Ministry of Labor to do their job. The law said that what they are there for, they do what they call factory inspection. When they do factory inspection, the first thing they ask for, where's your conditions of service? These people will never have a condition of service. I mean, what will be the condition of service when their job is not even permanent? So talking about whether they have a medical team, but maybe because they know that they are gathering a lot of people together, so they have, but they do, it's not based by law.
I see casual workers and contract staff as what we call modern day slavery or second class citizens in the modern capitalist economy of this world we are in now. So should we allow it to continue? That's the big question now. Because I see this as slavery. You are being forced to work under harsh conditions, no pay, and this. So yeah, you're more or less still like a slave in your own country, in your own backyard.
And by foreigners.
Yeah, exactly. And so what I think we should do is that the National Assembly and even the NLC should wake up.
It's all right.
they should wake up. Okay, we can be talking about ASU, and other workers in other establishments, other parastatals.
The National Assembly should wake up to their
They
responsibility.
should wake up to the responsibility, especially the responsibility actually falls squarely on the shoulders of the NLC.
Analysts were guests on the Tuesday edition of a flagship program called Digest. Baduma is a village located inside Asokoro, one of the most expensive districts in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. But unlike their high-profile neighbors, residents of the community do not have access to basic amenities. Pius Samuel now reports on the forgotten settlement inside Asokoro.
This is Baduma's settlement in the heart of highbrow Asokoro district in Abuja. Over 300,000 people live here. The community also has about 400 houses. Over the years, the village has remained unattended to by relevant authorities in spite of its location. Now, the inhabitants have taken their destiny in their own hands. Members of the community provide water and other social amenities for themselves.
There is no water, there is no pipe-borne water here. We solely depend on boreholes. And most of the boreholes, they are not dug or dig, will I say dig, because it's somehow salty. And you find out that there are a lot of particles in it. And the people in this area, they are the kind of people that they don't care so much about the quality of water they drink.
Most of the source of water here, they are well. So there's no underground water. We are not getting correct underground water. That some of the water, when you fetch it, you'll be seeing spirogyra. So you will have known that, yes, people are not taking care of the tanks and everything. So the water is not potable enough for drinking.
This water vendor is one of many who are feeling the void here, but he has to walk several miles every day to meet the demand of his many customers. But how many of these local containers will put food on the table for this man? The people here are not so happy with what they described as neglect from government. Roads within the community are either impassable or non-existent. The residents say just a kilometer of road will bring them relief.
Well, I was facing about light, but now there is light. And the second thing, road. And water is scarce for people. It's not as in, people don't normally have water. So water is so scarce for us, and the road is not good.
Yeah, the road is bad. Today is because it's not raining. It's raining, you will not like to enter here. Here will not be good.
This woman, who has spent over 2 years here, says there's no single health center to attend to the hundreds of thousands of residents. So, when anyone gets sick, how do they get medical attention?
There's no any health center. It's all these shoddy treatment that people receive from chemists, because I'm a medical personnel, but I used to hear people, they just say there's a nurse. That's why by the time that you go there, you know, sometimes they go and make a step in order to know whether it's true that they are receiving. And the people that I discovered that they are chemists, they are not even auxiliary nurses that know what they are doing. They don't know the implication of what they are doing, that they are just mishandling the people's life anyhow. So there's nothing about, or concerning health, nothing to be written about.
What about hospital? Is there any hospital here for the No, there is no hospital except chemists. So when you are sick, how do you go about it? We went to Asokolo General Hospital.
But one thing the residents are happy about is the presence of a police post. But this has not stopped them from engaging the service of a local vigilante group. But these people have not lost hope. They believe the authorities could still do something, especially as elections are around the corner. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
That wraps it on CoreTV News at this hour. Stick around in a moment. Full top stories making headlines on the newspapers.